When researchers filmed a fox locking onto a mouse buried under deep snow without making a sound, they thought it was just instinct. But it wasn't instinct. It was something else, something far stranger. The fox wasn't listening. It was calculating. And what they discovered after was the kind of rule-breaking behavior that flips everything we thought we knew about these animals upside down. And that's just the start, because the deeper you look into foxes, the stranger they get. To see just how far this rabbit hole goes, we need to start with a rule foxes break the moment you look them in the eyes. 1. Eyes that shouldn't exist on a canine. If you showed a fox's eyes to a zoologist without telling them what animal they came from, most would say, that's a cat. Vertical pupils, razor-sharp light control, night vision far beyond what any dog or wolf can do. Some foxes even have a reflective layer behind the retina that bounces light back twice, giving them a visual system that shouldn't exist in their own family tree. It means they can scan darkness like a spotlight while adjusting instantly to bright sunlight seconds later. But this unusual eyesight leads directly into something even stranger, because foxes don't just see differently, they hear differently too. 2. The 28 sounds that make their own language. Foxes speak in a way that breaks all canine rules. Dogs bark, wolves howl. Foxes? They scream, they chirp, they chatter. They have nearly 30 distinct vocalizations, and families develop their own dialects like tiny languages passed down through generations. Cubs learn their mother's voice before they even open their eyes. Adults can pick out relatives by sound years later. But this bizarre communication style becomes even more useful at night, because that's when foxes turn into something almost supernatural. And understanding their nighttime abilities opens a loop to something even more unbelievable later in this video. 3. Night hunters designed for silence. Every part of a fox's body is engineered for one thing: moving without being detected. Their paws have built-in sound-absorbing tissue. Their fur muffles friction against grass, and their walking pattern, called direct registering, places the back paw exactly where the front paw landed, leaving almost no trace. But the real rule breaker is their temperature trick. A fox can slightly cool the surface of its body while hunting, allowing it to blend into the background when animals around it sense heat. That gives foxes a ghost-like presence in the dark, which makes their success in cities even more surprising. 4. Urban foxes rewrite the survival playbook. Wild animals normally flee from humans. Urban foxes do the opposite. They learn bus routes, memorize traffic flow patterns, identify safe trash bins, and even map out which neighborhoods leave pet food outside. They build dens under sheds, inside abandoned pipes, behind garages, creating small, efficient territories that break the usual rules of fox space. These urban foxes become bold, clever, and incredibly adaptable. But to truly understand fox adaptability, you have to see what happens when they live in the complete opposite environment, the desert. 5. Ears almost bigger than their bodies. Finnic foxes look like they were designed by an artist who got carried away with the ear size slider. Their massive ears act like dual-purpose tools, perfect microphones and built-in cooling systems that release heat fast enough to survive Sahara temperatures that go above 120 degrees Fahrenheit. They weigh as little as 2 pounds, yet hear insects tunneling underground. But there's another fox that takes rule breaking to the extreme in the coldest place on Earth. 6. Arctic foxes that shouldn't survive the cold. Arctic foxes don't just tolerate freezing temperatures, they ignore them. Their white winter coat is made of hollow hairs that trap air like a thermal jacket. They can reduce their energy use by 70% during famine without slowing down. Even their paws have fur underneath, tiny snowshoes built into their own feet. But while these cold weather masters break rules of biology, other foxes break rules of behavior, especially when it comes to finding food. 7. Opportunistic fishers with perfect timing. Foxes aren't built like otters or bears. They're not supposed to be good fishers. But when migrating fish pack into shallow water, foxes wade right in. They wait, they listen, and with a lightning-fast snap, they grab fish out of the water with the precision of a trained hunter. This opportunistic behavior isn't rare. It's part of the fox survival code. But there's one code they break that almost no other canine can match. 8. Canines that climb trees like cats. Foxes climb. Not clumsily, not awkwardly. They climb with skill. Their semi-retractable claws and flexible joints allow them to scramble up trunks, balance on branches, and rest high above the ground where predators rarely look. It's a cat-like skill that shouldn't exist in a canine family. And this agility ties into another tool just as important, their whiskers. 9. Whiskers that act like sensors. A fox's whiskers are more than facial hair. They're sensory antennas that detect air movement and tiny vibrations. In darkness, these whiskers create a mental map of the terrain, allowing foxes to weave through obstacles with pinpoint accuracy. It's like having a built-in radar system. But these sensors become even more crucial in winter, because winter transforms foxes into something else entirely. 10. Seasonal shapeshifters. Foxes don't just grow winter coats, they rebuild themselves. Their fur thickens with microscopic air chambers, acting like natural insulation stronger than many synthetic materials. Their blood vessels shift, their organs rearrange slightly to make room for insulating fat layers. Their metabolism changes so radically that they can pull up to 50% more energy out of the same meal. And the wildest part? These changes are triggered not by temperature, but by daylight. But even with all these survival advantages, foxes face one rule they still can't escape.
11. Wild lives that end too soon. In the wild, foxes rarely make it past 3 years. Predators, weather, and human activity create constant challenges. But in safe environments, foxes can live more than a decade, proving their natural lifespan is far longer than what nature usually allows. This massive difference shows why fox families invest so heavily in raising their young. 12. Family bonds that would surprise most people. Fox parents work as a team. The father brings food for months, the mother teaches the cubs through playful hunting lessons. Some fox families even keep multiple dens across their territory, backup homes in case danger appears. These dens can be passed down for generations, expanded and redesigned like inherited family houses. But even fox families aren't the most surprising thing. The final rule foxes break is so bizarre that scientists still debate how it works. 13. The compass trick that shouldn't be possible. This is the fact researchers originally didn't believe. When a fox prepares to pounce on hidden prey under snow, it lines up in a very specific direction. Northeast. Not north, not south. Northeast. Every time. It uses the Earth's magnetic field, something humans can't sense, to judge distance and angle with mathematical precision. Inside their eyes is a special protein called cryptochrome, which may allow them to see magnetic fields as faint patterns overlaid on normal vision. This built-in compass gives foxes an accuracy no other canine comes close to. And when combined with their hearing, that's what allows them to nail that iconic high arc pounce with a success rate that feels almost impossible. When you look at all of these rule-breaking abilities together, shape-shifting winter bodies, magnetic hunting tricks, desert-level heat systems, night vision borrowed from cats, and a language unique to every family, one thing becomes clear. Foxes aren't just clever animals. They're boundary-pushing survivors built from a toolkit no one expected. Every environment, every season, every challenge, they bend the rules, adapt, evolve, and thrive in ways that continue to surprise researchers year after year. Foxes don't just survive the world, they rewrite the rules of how to live in it.